Hi everyone. Midrashim will often have several motivations that are leading them to the conclusions they come to. And our Parashat Beha'alotcha, I think, is a very rich example of this sort of phenomenon. In the story of the Misonim, it says, V'hi'am k'misonim rabazni Hashem, v'shma Hashem v'chara po, tevarabam eish Hashem v'tocha b'ksei machaneh. The people are complaining against the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Hashem is upset by this. He sends a fire, and it burns, where the pasuk says it, b'ksei machaneh, literally the corner of the camp. Now, the shot in this pasuk is, I believe, like the parsha, that it made it to the extreme edge of the camp, would have continued to have spread had there not been the continuing pasuk where Moshe calls out, well, I can tell you, the people call out to Moshe, then call out to Hashem, and to stop it. So had it not stopped at the corner, it would have spread throughout the camp. That's Pshat, that's quoted by the Bechar Shar. Rashi, however, picking up on the unusual expression of B'ksei Machaneh, very unusual detail, and that a term that often appears, has two midrashic interpretations of it. The first one is B'muksan Shebehem, the Sheflut, Ilu Erev Rav. What to say it means the extreme as like the bottom extreme, the really awful people, namely the Erev Rav. Or two, Rosh Shimon ben Manasseh Omer, B'ksinim Shebehem B'gdola. It was actually the leaders of them who were destroyed. So Rashi has two interpretations, either the evil Erev Rav or the leaders. Now, what is motivating Rashi to say it was the leaders? Now, obviously, every midrash has meaning behind it. Hopefully, we'll get to that at the end. But I think that there are three different parshanut considerations causing Rashi to say that. The first, as I said, the unusual expression of B'ksei Machaneh, why the fire only come to the edge. According to him, it's play on the words of B'ksinim, the leaders. But I think there's a second motivation from a few stories later, well, actually a few psukim later, where the Jews complained about the man, and Moshe is told to pick new zikanim to help him out. The obvious problem is, there have been zikanim in the story up till now. Where do they go? Why does Moshe suddenly need new ones? Where are the ones until now? So Rashi over there says, when Moshe is told to gather zikanim, he says, zikanim rishonim hechan hayu, well, af mitzrayim yoshvi mahem, like where are the original zikanim? Al b'ish tevaru meitu, v'ruim hem lakach misina yichtev yichaseret elakim, shiru kalat rosh. So Rashi there quotes a story in Shemos saying that the elders deserved to get killed for a different story. Hashem waited, that story I'll just see in a second, that's the mishpatim of the time Matan Torah. Hashem didn't want to mar the celebration of having the king be killed, so he waited to another occasion to kill them now when people complained. So the second consideration for this midrash is why the new Zikanim in the next story? The answer is all Zikanim were killed. Okay, this also ties to the third consideration, which is the idea that different stories are interconnected throughout Tanakh. That story that the Mishpatim has Zikanim seeing HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The pasuk says, "Vayiru et Elokei Yisrael, v'tachak raglav k'masei v'nat sapir, k'zeh shemayim l'tohar, v'lasiyah b'nei Yisrael shalach yado, v'chsit Elokim v'yachlu v'yishtu." I went to that Rashi inside for the sake of time. If you forget the Rashi there, Rashi says, the pasuk says that these people, the Zikanim, saw HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hashem did not strike them down, lo shalach yado, and they saw Hashem, they ate and drank. According to Rashi, saying they should have been struck down, Hashem didn't strike them down means they deserve to be struck down. Why is that? Because after seeing a divine revelation of a Kadosh Baruch Hu, to eat and drink afterwards is disrespectful. So really they deserve to get killed right then and there. But Hashem felt he wanted to destroy the celebration of Matan Torah, so he waited for another occasion. At that point, he paid them back for really the more major sin of this one back in Matan Torah. Here's a good example where how you interpret one story in Tanakh will impact on another. That's Rashi's reading over there, which is consistent with his reading here in Bamidbar. If you look at Unkelos or the Ramban over there are other ways of reading it. The Unkelos says that they didn't literally eat and drink, they enjoyed seeing Kadosh Baruch Hu so much, it was as if they ate and drank. The Ramban says term karbanos, so it was appropriate, other ways of reading it. So just to sum up, there are three things motivating the midrash to say what it said. One is the weird expression of B'ksei Machaneh. Two is where the Zikanim are in the next story, why we need new ones. And three, how you read the story of Mishpatim. If you read it one way, then that'll lead you to be consistent, to read it here as well. Okay, those are all parshanut motivations when the midrash came to its conclusion. However, as we know, all midrashim also try to express an idea. So I think the simple reading, or the probably most basic explanation of the midrash, the two midrashim put together, one, he destroyed the Erevav, the evil people, or B, the leaders, is that when you punish somebody, what is a better lesson for people? Do you punish the major sinners, like, well, they deserved it? On the other hand, do you say, well, if you punish the leaders who failed by not stopping the people and doing their job as leaders, maybe that's a better lesson to the people, like, if even they can get punished, all the more so us. Now, I'm a little bit of a sports fan. You often read in sports books how coaches will sometimes berate the best player on the team, and that's the best lesson for everybody else. If he can get berated, everybody else has to take a lesson as well. That's probably the most simple reading of the midrash. The two extremes are, who's the best lesson to punish? Do you punish the sinners or the leaders who did fail by not leading, but are a good lesson to everybody else? If I can be a little homiletical, I think one could take this about self-reflection as well. On the one hand, when you think about how to improve oneself, you can start with the Erevav, the easy sins, the parts of our personality you all know need improvement. But more challenging is to go to the leaders, traits of ours that we don't, at first glance, think are problematic, but sometimes we need an extra effort to think them through and to fix those as well. So we will take both lessons, both to work on ourselves for the things that are obvious but perhaps need more work, but also to be really self-reflective, to work on the things that need more work as well. Thank you.